Welcome. It is January 4th, 2025, and I'm here on a nice cold morning in Narvik. You can see how bright it is behind me. The sun obviously comes up from that part of the sky, but it's not going to come up today. It's not going to come up for a while longer. But right now, it is significantly brighter than it was this time yesterday. It is about 10:30 in the morning, and already today is turning out to be a brighter day in more ways than another. Today we're going to go up here. Can you see it? To the top of this mountain up here. Today we're going to go up there. But in order to get there, you have to take a taxi. Or, I'm sorry, you have to take a gondola. But the gondola is about a mile straight uphill. And I'm not going to walk a mile straight uphill. I'm just not going to do it. So we're going to take a taxi to the gondola and then take the gondola to the top of the mountain. So yeah, let's get going. As I may have mentioned, it is a lot clearer today. But as a result of there not being as much cloud cover, it's also colder. It's about 19 degrees, or at least that's what it said when I left the house. And that's about as warm as it's supposed to get today. And actually, it's not supposed to get any warmer anytime soon. It's actually going to get colder as the week goes on because we're supposed to keep these wonderfully clear skies, which is good for northern light viewing, but bad for, well, if you want to be outside, walk around doing YouTube videos. I did read a little bit of bad news about the sunrise here in Narvik. So not only did we find out that the sun actually doesn't return to downtown Narvik until sometime in February, which is normal because you can see we're kind of surrounded, well, at least on this side, surrounded by mountains. But the bad news that I received is that the lift that we were going to take to try and view the sunrise, it opens at 3 p.m. And the reason why that's bad news is that when the sun rises, it's going to rise at like 11 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, morning, afternoon. So by 3 p.m., it's probably going to be dark. We might not be able to see the actual sunrise, but we'll be here for the sunrise. That's almost as good. Perpetual twilight. That's what it is this time of year, or some like to call it the blue hour. I guess it is rather blue. It might be interesting to walk around here in the summer when it looks like this at 3 in the morning, and actually some times of the year, some parts of the year, it's going to be even brighter at 3 o'clock in the morning because that's how daylight works. I see a taxi. The question is, will he be there? Oh, he's leaving. He's leaving. Don't leave. Don't go. Some places are weird about hailing down a taxi. So I'm wondering if that's one of them. I have seen a taxi stand. This was one of them. But now there's no taxi there. I wonder if that's because it's a wee early 10:45 in the morning. No. As I mentioned, the weather is supposed to get colder. It's supposed to only be, I think, in the single digits by like Wednesday and Thursday here in Narvik. Single digits Fahrenheit, which of course is like 1,000,000 degrees below zero in Celsius. So it's not supposed to be, it's going to be cold. But then I noticed, okay, well, the next snow is, I believe, next Thursday, where we should be getting a good snow, and then you get this stretch where it's just snow after snow after snow for weeks. And I go to Tromsø the day after it starts snowing. That's my life. But then I get to Tromsø and it's snowing. And it's snowing for weeks. Days, I should say, not weeks, days. It's snowing for days. And then it starts to rain. What the hell? All right, we're back in the mall. I swear, you go outside, it feels like it's about 5 in the morning. I mean, that's about what it looks like too, but it feels just like everything is just starting to wake up. Meanwhile, it's close to 11 o'clock. I see a single taxi out there. Of course, my instinct is to run to it so nobody can stop me. Oh, there's more taxis. Okay, good. See, is there anybody here? All right, the taxi cars are here, but I don't see any taxi drivers. This is becoming harder than I thought. Did any of these cab drivers come back? No. Maybe what we'll do is go home, call an Uber. I'm reminded that the last time I took a gondola, which was in South Africa, and that was a good experience. So I have these little voices in my head trying to talk me out of this. Well, we're gonna do it. But it's so much easier to just be lazy, especially when the days are 3 hours long, and then when it's dark, then you have every excuse in the world to be lazy. Once more into the void I go, the greatest fight I'll ever know. The greatest fight I'll ever know. Or something like that. The last great fight is the poem from The Gray. Something like that. And being here in The Gray kind of reminds me of that movie. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't want to turn Wi-Fi on. I'm gonna go home, call an Uber. We'll do that. Well, here's the thing. There's often a common theme in the comment section that people tell me, oh, you should do more research on the places you go. You need to research. Why don't you do more research where you're going? Man, you need to research. Well, they're not entirely wrong. I mean, the haters are going to hate, but when they're right, they're right. I can't deny it. This is one of those cases where I probably should have done the research before I decided to come here. The cable car that takes you to the top of the mountain, it appears to be closed until January 11th. So I don't think I'm going to be getting up there. I may also stop into one of these shops and look at getting a pair of gloves, because the finger gloves I have, they're not very good. These gloves are okay, but right now it's cold. It's maybe 12 degrees. 12, 13, 15, 14 degrees, somewhere in the teens easily. I don't think it's colder than the teens, but it is cold. So yeah, we need better gloves. These gloves aren't good enough. This was the sports store I was thinking about going to in order to maybe get some gloves, but it looks closed. It looks closed. It's 12:30 on a Saturday and it's closed. Really? Okay. Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. They're open for 6 hours. They're open for 30 hours a week. Okay, all right, well, all the power to them. If I could work 30 hours a week and make a living, yeah, I would do it, so can't blame them. I went into a store and I was asking some questions about accessories for the camera. Still haven't given up on that. But he mentioned that there's a mall way up here. If I keep going by the train station, then I should get to the mall. So I'm gonna go to the train station. That just means I need to keep walking. I'm thinking in terms of like, it's already getting time for dinner because it's dark-ish, but it's only 12:30 in the afternoon. I definitely was able to notice the sun coming up sooner this morning. Like by 9:30-ish, there was a glow in the sky, and it was like, oh, so it's starting to get bright. So definitely are getting longer days. So there's a nice time and temperature sign here. As you can see, it is 12:43 and -7 Celsius. -7 Celsius is probably about 18 degrees. So it's a little chilly. Oh, that little doggy. That little doggy's cold. He's a cold little boy. Cold little boy. This looks like another place where maybe you can get your hair cut. I don't need a haircut. But once I get my luscious hair plugs, it gives me a full head of hair.
Please, come with me to the world of romance.
Then I'll need a haircut. Actually, I'm gonna have to cut my hair before that, which kind of sucks, but I've been growing my hair out since COVID. I've been growing the top out, not the sides, but the top. So that's about going on 5 years worth of growth, and you can often see how bald I really am. This is another place that might have some gloves and maybe a knit hat. I want a nice knitted hat. Let's see. These are, I don't want mittens. Life is a mystery. One of the problems I have with gloves is finding gloves that are big enough, because I have such manly, masculine, huge hands that it's difficult to find gloves that fit me. I like the flip back mittens that I have, but I feel like I need something warmer. What are we talking in price? We're talking like $60 for a pair of gloves. They often have temperature ratings on them, so I want to look at the temperature rating. These actually feel a little thin. This is like 35 to 45 degrees. No, that's not going to be enough. These Alpine, like I said, you can usually find like a rating on them. And I want probably like the coldest rating. These are about $60. Perfect for skiing and winter activities. Liner is removable. Feel a little small. Okay, suddenly the price has gone up to about $90. I don't know that I want to spend $100 on a pair of gloves. Norway is an expensive country. Like that is just, it is expensive. A shirt, there's a nice button-down shirt that I saw, $180. It's expensive. Okay, what's this? Yeah, I think that's a women's clothing store, so no, I haven't reached that stage in my life yet, but maybe one day. I've kind of been watching this to see if I see a gondola or anything going up the mountain. I don't know that I do. All right, we're gonna check out this other mall here in Narvik. Velkommen. This looks like a bit of a chain store, so maybe this will have better prices for their gloves. Let's see. What do we have here? We have some gloves. Okay, these are better prices, that's for sure. The problem is I have found that with most things in life, you get what you pay for. More often than not, you get what you pay for. Do I want a $40 pair of gloves as opposed to a $110 pair of gloves? Because if I get a $40 pair of gloves as opposed to a $110 pair of gloves, I'm going to get a $40 pair of gloves as opposed to a $110 pair of gloves. You know what I mean? These are the same ones I saw there. Same price too. One of my friends, whenever we would go into a store, and we'd be like, where are the hats? He'd go, oh, probably under H. Where are the pants? Oh, well, they're going to be under P, of course. And honestly, if more stores were organized like that, I think the world would be a better place. Oh wait, hats are over here. See, I really want a knit hat like this, but I want a big one. I have a big head. The hat situation is pretty much the same as the glove situation. You can get a $100 hat, or you can get a $20 hat. And you're gonna get what you pay for. So, ooh, look at this. To protect your eggs. Egg storage. Whoa, egg storage. Although I don't need that much egg storage. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to buy something to like protect the eggs when I travel, because oftentimes I have leftover eggs. Like right now I have a dozen eggs, minus one. And if I had to leave tomorrow, I'd have to carefully pack those eggs, wrap them, protect them, do what I could to make sure they don't break. But if I had an egg protective case, that's game changing. That is absolutely game changing. Egg protection. We're gonna head out of the mall. It's already looking pretty dark. Street lights are on. And for those who are curious, the tone at the time will be 1:18. Oh, here's the bus to Tromsø. There's probably a bus from here to the airport, I would imagine. I considered taking the bus up there, but instead I'm flying for some reason. I should see if I can get my money back. Maybe I'll just take the bus. Might be easier. If anything, I still need to figure out how to catch the bus to the airport. Looks like a nice bus, actually. Probably would have been comfortable. It's all right. It's okay. I'm flying a small airline, helping out the little guy. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm helping out the little guy, because that's what I do. I help out the little guys. There might even be a bus stop closer to my house. I should look. But here's the thing. I have 2 suitcases. Do I want to be dragging my 2 suitcases through the streets of Narvik trying to find a bus that may not or may not come? I mean, I assume it's going to come, but I mean, who knows? What do I know? I don't know anything. Here we are, a little before 1:30 in the afternoon, and it's already getting dark. At this rate, it's going to be dark probably by 2:30. Sometime between 2 and 2:30, we'll have dark skies, and it'll be nighttime. And then it will feel like it's time to go in and relax for the rest of the night and go to bed. Fancy cameras. This looks like a fancy store. It looks too fancy for my pocketbook. Norway, in case I haven't said it, is an expensive country. I've said it. My friend David would kill me if I didn't have fish at least once. So let's go check it out. Hopefully they don't require a reservation or anything. Let's see what they got. Fiskhollen. Fiskhollen. I would imagine that means fish hall. Hi. Hi. Can I get a table?
Table for one?
Yeah, just for one.
Yeah. Take all the way down to the left over there.
Okay, by the window?
Yeah.
Yep, excellent.
We just opened yesterday, so we haven't gotten that much fish. So.
We just opened for business yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd been here a while. Okay, yeah, no, sorry. Well, the main question is, do you have salmon?
No, not yet.
Oh, they don't have any salmon. Okay, I'll find something. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not the restaurant that had all the praise from my friend. I thought this was, but he, you heard it. He just said he just opened up, so we'll give him a shot. The new business appreciates new business. So I'm going to give the new business some new business, and hopefully they stay in business. Okay, this changes the game. Whale burger. Whale burger, salad, house dressing, tomato, pickled red onion. Do they have whale? They might have whale. I'm going to ask, is that like actually whale? Because if it's actually whale, I'm getting actual whale. I don't see, it's not crossed out like other things. So they are out of a lot of stuff. Look at all this stuff they're out of. But I'm afraid I'm going to hate the whale burger. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just get a fish and chips child version too, just to make sure, because I'm afraid I'm going to hate it. I mean, it's a whale burger. I'm not a big fan. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try the whale burger. That's going to be awesome. And they got a dessert menu too. I wonder if they have like whale cake, whale pudding. It says dessert menu right here, dessert menu. And then it's actually just drinks. I think so.
Yeah.
I see it says whale burger.
Yeah.
Is that actually whale?
Yeah, it's very well.
Okay.
Minky whale.
It's a what whale?
A minky whale.
A minky whale. What's the consistency of the meat like? Do you know?
Like in the burger or like in the normal meat?
Or like the burger, like in the way that.
It's the same as a normal burger, I would say, like normal meat.
Okay. Do you have anything else that has whale, or is it just that? I don't see any.
Not yet. In the summer we have like fresh whale steak on the menu.
I see. Okay, I'm going to try the whale burger then.
Yeah.
I do have another question. Are you from here?
Yeah.
Is the gondola to go up to the mountain? Is that open? Because
It should be open.
the website says something about January 11th, so I couldn't tell. I don't speak Norwegian.
If you want, I can go and check.
If you don't mind, because
Yeah.
it was all in Norwegian and the translator was like, so I wasn't sure.
No problem. I can check for you.
I would appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So we're gonna try the whale burger. We're gonna do it. Yeah, why not? All right. You guys, you give me a hard time that like I go to these countries and I eat McDonald's, which is true. I do that. But look, I am eating a whale burger, so I don't want to hear it. If you've ever had whale, tell me what you think. Look, write down in the comments. Let me know. All right, so the waiter was kind enough to check for me about the gondola that goes up to the top of the mountain, and he confirmed that, in fact, it is closed until the 11th. So that's not going to be an option, unfortunately. We could hike up there. No, we're not going to do that. Yeah, that really stinks. That really stinks. All right.
Right.
So the burger.
There you go.
Great.
Some
Can I get ketchup and mayonnaise?
mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise and ketchup? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
We have here, we've done nice fries and what looks like a regular kind of hamburger, maybe. I remember when I went to Greenland, I was looking all over in Greenland for a place that had whale on the menu, and it was actually very difficult to find a place that actually had whale on the menu. But here in Narvik, which is a big fishing town, I guess, they have whale on the menu as a burger and whale style. So let's give it a shot. Are we ready? Are we ready to try this whale burger? I'm a little nervous, actually. Let's give it a shot. It smells like a regular burger that's been sitting in a seafood restaurant, so it's picked up the scent of the seafood, but it still smells like its original burger. That's kind of what it smells like. Here we go. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about it. It's not bad, but it's not very strong either, so I'm not sure I am informed enough to have an intelligent opinion on it. Let's give it another bite. It tastes like a mix between a burger and a veggie burger, oddly enough. It has a consistency very similar to that of a veggie burger. Like a beef burger, it stays together very strong, right? It's like hard to tear apart comparatively. Whereas this kind of just like kind of crumbles in your mouth. Let's try the fries. Got my combination of mayonnaise and ketchup here. All right. Yeah, but the whale burger, as you can see, it looks like a regular beef burger, honestly, if I'm being honest. And it tastes very close to one. Yeah, I'm gonna stick by my assessment that it tastes like a beef burger, like a vegetarian beef burger, like a burger that's like half vegetarian, half beef, like if there is such a thing, right? Like if Beyond Meat just, was like, well, if you're 50% vegetarian, here's a 50% vegetarian burger. That's what this tastes like. Ooh, it has like a fishy aftertaste. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know that I would order it again, but I am going to finish it. So yeah, I'm going to go do that in private and play some chess on my phone since there's no Wi-Fi, and I'll check back in when we're leaving. Thanks. All right, well, the whale burger was whaley. It was fishy. It was like a fishy beef burger, which I guess kind of makes sense. But the thing is, whales are mammals, but they're mammals that live among the fish. So they're kind of like gay fish in a way. And maybe that's what the burger tasted like. Maybe that's how gay fish taste. No. The waiter in there, he confirmed that the lift here, that it is, in fact, closed until January 11th. And what day do we leave? You guessed it. We leave January 10th. It is what it is. It's all right. However, do not be disheartened. There is another gondola in Tromsø, which is where we're going to go next in a few days. Right now, I think we're going to go home. Welcome, guys. It is Sunday, January 5th, 2025. It is about 8:45 a.m. here in Narvik, Norway, and you can see that we have sunlight coming. The official sunrise, the meteorological sunrise, is still 2 days away, and that sun will be risen for 45 minutes on that day, but it increases quickly. However, this is already more daylight that we had at this time of my first day here back on Friday. Pretty neat. It's going to get bright today. It's going to be a clear day. The aurora, they were out last night. Very pretty. But yeah, we'll go out later and we'll explore. I'll check back in about an hour to see how much brighter it is. Okay. I don't have my microphone, so the audio might be a little different on this one. But I wanted to show what it is like as the days get longer and longer. It is 9:23 a.m. and you can see how light it is here. It's definitely progressively getting lighter and lighter each day. It's already noticeable. Today, in a couple of hours, once it gets a little brighter, I'm going to bundle up really well because it's cold today, only about 11 degrees right now. And there is a beach in that direction, I think, which we might try to walk to. We'll walk. We'll see how far we get. You know how it is here. Plans are made, plans are broken, things are said, things are never done. Yeah, that's the Addy Goes Places motto. The thing I find interesting about this town is the traffic on the street kind of feels like what the sky tells you, at least in the morning. Like right now, this would be in the winter, this would be a 6 a.m. sky at home. 6:30 a.m. sky. There would not be a lot of people in the street. There would be minimal traffic, and it would just feel sleepy. Look at this. I'm the only one. And it's 9:30. It's not 9:30 at night. It's not 9:30 it's not 2:30 in the morning. There's nobody out here. Why? Where's everybody? I have also started sleeping really well. For the past 2 nights in a row. Well, the night before last, I got a solid 8 hours sleep, uninterrupted. Last night, I did wake up at around 3:30, but fell right back asleep. So that was like a slightly interrupted 8 hours of sleep. Beautiful. All right, here we are. Again, we're just running a quick errand. We're just picking up a couple of things. Going to go right back to the Airbnb, hang out for a couple of hours before we head out on our journey. And the Joker is closed. What time do they open? Sonntag. They open at 10 o'clock. So the question is, do we go home or do we like walk around for a half hour? We're gonna go to the mall, see if it's open, see if the stores in there are open, and if so, that's it. So this little walk to the store has turned into a little bit of an adventure. But do you see what I mean? Like it feels sleepy in the freaking store. Okay, I can hear the haters already. Yes, it is Sunday. But still, there's nobody else. Okay, there's one guy down there on the street. The street is virtually empty. So is it going to be like this all day? That's the question. Oh, man. No. The mall is closed. Look at that. The mall is definitely closed. Hello? Did you see her? She was like a little sled going down the hill. That's pretty awesome. I mean, we're out. You might as well keep going. This is a part of Narvik that I have yet to really visit and that we're going to walk through later. But you have two sides of the railroad, right? You have the side I'm on. Here are the railroad tracks. The side I'm on. And then you've got this. The other side of the tracks. As you can see, the mall is very clearly closed. 10:20 to 18, which I guess means 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock on Sundays, but 8 o'clock every other night. So what we're doing now is we're walking over towards the McDonald's. And we're not going to McDonald's, so calm down. We're not going to McDonald's. Instead, we're going to go to the grocery stores there to see if maybe they're open. And by the time I finish this entire exploration, I should be able to head back to Joker and it'll be open at 10 o'clock. It is interesting to see people and how they dress. Oh, this is neat. These are like little heated pads, so there's no ice. But as I was saying, it's pretty neat to see how people dress. And like people who live in this climate and that are used to it, no hat, maybe a jacket and a shirt, and that's it. No big deal. It's cold, but it's not the end of the world. I like the cold, but I gotta be prepared for the cold. This is perfect. This is the bus I want to take to the airport. What I want to do is I want to check the schedule to see if I can read the schedule right. That is the 300. Maybe it leaves at 9:45. Sundag, 9:45. 9:45 is in 10 minutes. Okay, so it's good to know. I can come here, catch the bus. Hi, you go to the airport?
Yes.
You stop it there? Okay, just making sure. Okay, thank you. Looks like McDonald's is open. Do they have McDonald's breakfast? I've been wanting to write a horror game, and I've been trying to think of settings. I'm starting to think Narvik might be a good setting for a horror game. Cold, dark, polar night. Suddenly, everybody disappears. It's not a bad idea for like a liminal space / horror game kind of thing, where the whole town's just kind of empty and then you just wander through it. Sounds like a lot of work. So I was really hoping to go up on the top of that mountain, and you can see kind of like how the mountain is positioned, where the people in like those, that's a restaurant up on the top. You could probably see the sunrise. No, it was not in the cards for me on this trip. The question that I'd like to ask, could I live here? Could I live here? And I don't even have to think about it. The answer is yes. I feel as though I could live just about anywhere in Norway. And the further north, the better. The only problem, I would not want to be here in the summer when the sun is 24 hours, up 24 hours a day, and just constantly just beating down on you. And even though it's not hot, I mean, it does get warm, I'm sure, but just the fact that the sun is up, I already have problems sleeping. Those problems sleeping would be so much worse if I had to deal with the sun just constantly shining down and saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. No, it sounds awful. I don't have a lot of faith that the grocery store is open. Everything seems to open at 10. So it would be an outlier for the grocery store to be open before 10. I do see a few cars there though, but it is almost 10 o'clock and those cars could just be employees. So, if this is closed, we'll turn around, head back downtown, which is over there behind me. We'll head back downtown, and by the time we get to the Joker, it should be open. So this says extra 7 to 23, which makes me think, and there's no, see how it says 10 to 18 above it? Because that's for skidar. But this 7 to 23 makes me think that the extra, which I believe is the name of the grocery store, it makes me think it might be open. Let's see. We might have saved a whole 5 minutes instead of just waiting at Joker. Nope. The extra is closed. It lied to me. 7:23 is a lie, or is it? Let's confirm. Oh, it's not even open. Nah, it's closed. So it's 9:45 exactly. It's going to take us about 10 minutes to walk back to the Joker. So we'll take our time. Now here, this Obsbug, and the Thansen, well, the Thansen isn't open until 10, but the Obsbug says 8:18, which makes you think it opened at 8 o'clock. I don't see a single car there. And I also have no idea what kind of store it is. It looks like maybe it's like a Costco type thing, but we'll skip it. There's a couple of cargo ships out there. It does make me wonder where they're going. Are they going up to like, Longyearbyen? Maybe stopping in Tromsø along the way? Are they headed south? Even better, are they headed west to like Greenland or Iceland? At this high up on the planet, west is Greenland. So, are they headed to Greenland? Longyearbyen? Tromsø? Tahiti? Maybe a long trip to Tahiti, but why not? 9:59. 9:59. See it right there? Oh, it's 10 o'clock now. So the Joker should be open. Okay, they are open. Okay. We're gonna get 4. My Norwegian has improved greatly. I can say yes, thank you, and no. Ha! Pusa is bag. Pusa tak, bag please. I need to look up the word for receipt because I'm pretty sure that's what they ask at the end, but I want to hear it. Oh man, I want to move here to Norway so bad. I do love it here. It's like I said down in Oslo. There are a handful of countries for which I would renounce my American citizenship. And I know this is going to piss off some Americans. I'm sorry. It's not every country. It's not like I'm going to renounce it to go live in Iraq, okay? I won't even renounce it to go live in Bolivia. I don't have to. I could live in Bolivia because I have citizenship there too. But it's not like I would give up my US citizenship and only have a Bolivian citizenship. No. Clearly, I see the advantages to being an American citizen. And I like those advantages. I like that privilege. I'm sorry. But if it's privilege, I'm going to take it. Of the countries for which I would give up my US citizenship, we have Iceland, Finland, Sweden, Greenland, which I guess technically would be Denmark, and of course, Norway. Are there any others? I can't really think of any others. They would have to be cold and not Russia. Oh, I just ruined my chances to go to Russia, didn't I? Surely there's some others. Okay, let's see. Iceland, Greenland, which I guess would be Denmark, Sweden, Finland, basically the Nordic countries. No, I think that's it. The more I think about this, Japan, maybe? I'd want to visit Japan first. I do feel like Japan probably has a high quality of life, but they do work a lot, and they have a horrible work ethic in terms of, they're worse than the United States in terms of living to work as opposed to working to live, which is what I'm all about. I'm all about that working to live lifestyle. New Zealand? Australia, definitely not. No. New Zealand, maybe. I'd have to visit New Zealand too. And the only reason I say New Zealand is because I know it gets somewhat cold in the south of New Zealand. I might give up my US citizenship to live on McMurdo Base in Antarctica. No, because they got summers. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on this walk with me to get some sodas. And I'll be back in about an hour and a half to head out and try and find that beach. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. We're back out here in Narvik, and we're going to head down to this hiking beach camp area, which is about a 20-minute walk. We're going to check that out. I have decked myself out. I hope I haven't overdone it, but time will tell. Usually you start to get cold after a good 15-20 minutes of being out in it, and that's really a test of how well insulated you are. Right now I feel great. I have some thermal pants on, and I have a thermal shirt with a hoodie, and of course my outdoor jacket. I've got this little thing here so that when my face gets cold, I can cover up my face. And as you can see, I'm not wearing glasses like I normally do, and that's because if I try to wear the glasses and use this thing, then the glasses just get fogged up and I can't see anything. So I don't, I've got my glasses with me because you never know when you're going to have to do some reading. But yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. Fingertips are a little cold, but it's all right. The less skin that's exposed to the cold, the better. Beautiful view. Kind of makes me want to walk that way. Compared to this morning, the streets do seem a little more alive, I guess. Maybe. There's a few more people out and about. But this morning was weird. I couldn't believe how empty it felt at 9:30 in the morning, as though it was 4:30 a.m. It kind of makes me wonder about the inverse of things. Like what it would be here 6 months from now in July, at the beginning of July, when it's this bright at 2 a.m. The path to where we're going passes in front of the shopping mall that we know all too well by now. But I mentioned this morning how there's seems to be two sides of the track here in Narvik. You have this side of the track and my side of the track. And you know what they say, when you go to the other side of the track, you never come back. That is a saying, right? People say that. I know people say that. All right, here we are passing over into unknown territory. Wonder what else is over here. There's a eye doctor, it looks like. I mean, who said this was the wrong side of the tracks? You've got a Salvation Army and an eye doctor. What more could you want? Here is where dressing in the winter gets a little challenging, because I'm actually, even though it's only 11 degrees outside Fahrenheit, I'm starting to work up a bit of a sweat just because I'm walking fast. So sweating in conditions like this, if you're in a survival situation, can be really bad. That's what survivalists tell me. I have no idea. I'm sure I'm going to survive. I'm like 98% sure I'm going to survive the day. At least if I do die, it's not going to be from being outside. And you might see that I'm wearing one of my favorite hats, if not my favorite hat in the world. And it's not because it has the Washington Commanders emblem on it. I mean, that's kind of part of it, I guess. But it's my favorite hat because it's the warmest and it fits the best. That's why I like it. You do see some dogs around here with little snowshoes on, which is actually pretty adorable. I don't know if the sheer size of these mountains and of the scenery in general actually comes through in the camera. I doubt it does, but it's just, it's immense. Immense is the main word that comes to mind. It's immense. And I'm not talking about this snow pile that's blocking my view. This is a cute little church. Very adorable. The top up here, this little bevel, that really reminds me of Russian architecture. I have no idea. I know nothing about architecture, much less Russian architecture. But when I think Russian architecture, in my uneducated opinion, that's what I picture. This whole church, actually. Is that a church or a house? Might be an apartment building. This is an interesting neighborhood of Narvik. It's just, don't know if that's a single family home, but a lot of these, like in the United States, you would look at them and be like, oh yeah, of course that's a single family home. But homes in Europe, unless you're really wealthy, homes in Europe really generally aren't that big. So I can't decide if these are single family homes or if they're multiple family homes or what they are. We're heading down here. I believe there is a spot where we can get close to the water. And if we dare, maybe we can touch the water. We'll see how it goes. It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 12:53 when I looked at my, I keep wanting to say watch when I looked at my phone. The sky is already getting darker. It's just getting the ambiance of where we're at is already getting darker. So you can definitely still tell that the days are short and the light is not long-lived. All right, do I go up or to? I think I stay right. I think that's the public road. One of the reasons that Narvik was so important in World War II is because it's an all-year water port. This never freezes. I guess it never gets cold enough to freeze. This bridge over here is what my taxi driver, when I arrived, said is I think he said the longest or the second longest hanging bridge in Norway. So that's interesting. Kvitvika. I don't know what Vika is. I'm assuming that it's view. Vista, Vika. I'm gonna walk over here close to the water, but we're gonna stay far back. We're not gonna risk anything. We're just gonna tiptoe closer to it. American man slips and falls in water in northern Norway, freezes to death instantly, confused for whale. Could happen. There's two paths I can take to go there. I can go on the road and risk getting hit by a car, or I can go on the side and risk slipping down, freezing to death in the water. Neither option seems really great. I guess we'll risk freezing to death. Well, at least the hard, sharp rocks should cushion my fall. Oh, I wish I could go down there, but there's no easy way to get down there, so I'm not going to. We will carry on. Carry on my wayward son. Wouldn't it be great if I was singing that song and then I slipped and fell down? That would be so viral. Is this a car battery? No, I don't know what that is. Okay. We'll keep going. Don't question it. Not my business. Not my business what the Norwegians do with their weird car battery shaped things. Oh, this is funny. This guy's sledding down here with his kid. That's awesome. Okay, I do see like a turn off of the road here, which might go down to the path. There's a hiking trail, but it's going to be dark in like an hour. How much hiking do I really want to do? American man found frozen on hiking trail, confused for seal. It could happen. This looks like one of those things. I don't know if how steep it is comes across, but it almost feels that like if I go down this, I'm not going to be able to come back up. I might regret this. Okay, we'll walk in the powdered snow because the packed snow is going to be more slippy. Slippier? Why does that sound wrong? Slippier. And then the snow that's not as packed should give more friction. But the reason I'm doing this is because I want to go touch the water. American man breaks legs slipping down a hill. Story at 11. It could happen. Now, you got to be extra careful because any water that got on the rocks could also have been frozen. All right, I'm touching the water. I touched it, and I even got my mitten wet. You see the sacrifices I make for this YouTube channel? It smells almost like breakfast. And like a good breakfast too. Not like a burnt breakfast. But it doesn't smell like one of those bacon breakfasts that your grandmother used to make when you were a kid. It smells more like a pancake breakfast at a place more expensive and high class than IHOP. This keeps going on. The road is getting a little further away. So the question is, how brave do I feel? I mean, when the sun goes down, it's only going to get colder. Do we turn back? Do we keep going? Do we push on? You got to understand, guys. I know by looking at me, you probably think I'm like 25 or 26. But I'm not. I'm a little bit older than that. So my bones are brittle. I'm brittle because I'm older than 25. So, the older you get, the less chances you take. Really, chances are a young man's game. I am not a young man. Not anymore. I made the executive decision to head back. The reason is because the path gets further away from the road. It's already about 1:15. It's already getting darker. And mind you, the street lights are still not on. I bet you they're going to be on soon. Now, this is going to be entertaining because I see a path here. I'm wondering if we can get up to the road through this. This is how ankles get broken. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now, if I go up butt first, that might work. This is ice climbing. Just make sure you have a secure footing before you step again, right? Like none of these are secure. That's not secure. Let's make a secure footing. I'm getting on my knees. Okay, we did it. I have climbed a mountain. This is why survival situations are so dangerous, because this mitten's now wet. My hand's cold. If I had to spend the night here, I'd be screwed. In the United States, when you walk past people just out and about in public, they'll usually make eye contact. At the least, they'll give you like a head nod to acknowledge that they see you. But here in Norway, people actively avoid making eye contact. It's pretty funny. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's not a Norwegian thing. Maybe I'm the problem. Okay, so we established that I could definitely live here in Norway. And we've even established that I could live here in Narvik. The question is, though, if I had a preference of where to live, from what I know about Norway, where would I live? It's a tough question. And it's a question, actually, that I would not want to answer without having first spent some time in Bergen, which seems like a beautiful town, but I've only been there for like 2 hours. So far, Narvik might be the winner. I say that because Narvik is that nice combination of small, slightly rustic town, while still being a large enough city to have all the amenities that you could possibly want. Also, it's very far north, which of course I like. It's going to get cold and dark in the winter, as we can see, which I like. So I think Narvik is a good contender. Having spent some time in Tromsø, I'm going to decline to choose Tromsø because honestly, I think it's too big. It's bigger of a city than I would want to live in. I like this small town kind of feel of Narvik with all of the amenities you would want from any city. But the sheer size of these mountains and the sheer size of everything that you see around you is absolutely stunningly beautiful. The camera can't do it justice. I'm standing in the middle of this, and there's a certain inherent feeling that the mountains around you kind of give you, like in a physical sense. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. But you can feel their presence. You can feel the presence of the snow caps. And of course, you can feel the presence of the cold. Pictures can't do this justice. They just can't. You can try, but they just can't do it justice. Narvik is awesome. And very, very quickly, as the sun gets further away from the horizon, the temperature drops in noticeable fashion very quickly. Within the past 5 minutes, it feels like it's dropped a few degrees. I have no way of confirming that, but it's cold. There's also a slight breeze. Okay, we're back closer to civilization. We did a little hike. I think we can call that mission accomplished. And now we're kind of headed back to the downtown area where we're going to get some lunch because your boy's hungry over here. And I think we're going to check out this other side of Narvik, you know, the side on the railroad tracks that nobody talks about. I figured out what neighborhood this neighborhood reminds me of. This is going to sound strange. It's going to sound, you're going to be like, what are you talking about? But I'm telling you, it makes sense. It reminds me of Cambridge, Maryland. Look it up on Google. Look it up on Google Maps. Browse around some of the streets of the nicer areas of Cambridge, Maryland. And the houses are like this. They're like big, but not crazy big. They're modest, but also not modest, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but these houses, they definitely remind, this whole neighborhood reminds me of Cambridge, Maryland. I mean, look at this street. Take away the snow and the mountain in the background and make it flat. And you've got Cambridge, Maryland. Now, I know that's a lot of terrain editing you have to do, but I have nothing but faith in you. Use your imagination. This looks like Cambridge, Maryland. You know how a lot of cities, they have like sister cities or twin cities? I think this one's is Cambridge, Maryland, for sure. The puppy with the boot. People are probably looking at me and they're like, why is he talking like that about my dog? Why? Because your dog is adorable. He's got little booties on. What do you expect? Little booties on a dog? It's always cute when you put human clothes on an animal. Always. It's a rule. It's a cheat code. I'm going to get Norwegian citizenship, run for prime minister. I'm going to make it illegal to put hours like 7:23 on your building if you're not open every day from 7 to 23. Look, it's not even a question that they didn't open at 7 o'clock, but they're closed. Like really, 7:23 and they're closed. That's a lie. That's a gosh darn lie. Well, I don't think there is much to be said about this side of the railroad tracks, honestly. When I left the apartment, I was talking about clothing and how suitable the clothing I'm wearing. How suitable is it? I would say it's been, what, half hour, 40 minutes that I've been outside. It's holding up well. I would say that, but I think my hands are probably the coldest. My legs, even though I have very warm snow pants on and thermal long johns, or what do you want to call them, even though I have those two things on, my thighs, the front of my thighs are still cold. All right, there's nothing here. Doesn't really look like there's much down there either. Eileen Ligester, I don't know what that is. Okay, well, I think we're just gonna head back downtown. I'm gonna get some lunch. I gotta go to the grocery store. I'm just gonna head home and relax. I haven't worked in 2 weeks, and that fun time ends tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and just, is that a Lamborghini? I think that was a Lambo. Here in Narvik. Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not like surprised that people in Norway have money. Obviously, there's a lot of money here in Norway. But a Lambo in this weather? That's just weird. Why are you so weird, Norway? What's wrong with you? I think this is probably what they mean when they say blue hour. Last time I looked at my phone, it's 2:19. 2:19 in the afternoon. This is blue hour. I tried to go to the grocery store, but the grocery store is closed. I'm pretty sure the one down by the McDonald's is open, but I have a feeling that you guys would give me hell in the comments if I went near the McDonald's. So I just stopped at a convenience store in the mall, got something to eat, picked up a couple of provisions. Blue hour is nice. There's still light in the sky, but it's dark. All the street lights are on. All right, cars have stopped. Let me cross. Ha ha ha! Stop there, cars. I think we're headed home. We're gonna hang out at home for the rest of the day. I have got an American football game to watch at 7 o'clock today. My Washington Commanders are taking on the Dallas Cowboys for the last game of the regular season in the NFL, the National Freedom League. I hope you had a wonderful time, because I know I did, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Be sure to click and subscribe and let me know what part of the video today was your favorite part. Was it when we went on that little hike? I bet that was probably it. Or was it when I put the camera down and I touched the water? Or was it when we saw the Lamborghini? I bet, just let me know what your favorite part of the video was. Click and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.